My name is Simon Attfield. I'm the coordinator of VASS 2012, and I'd like to welcome you. And I'd like to do two things. I'd like to welcome you to VASS and give you an overview of what to expect throughout the week. And I'd also like to give the opportunity for you to introduce yourselves to us. So we'll go around the room after I've said a few words and do some round room introductions and ask you to say just a few words about yourselves. A couple of... right, that's not working. Okay, first some housekeeping issues. We have a tradition of a 10 o'clock Friday fire alarm in this building. If the fire alarm goes off at any other time apart from 10 o'clock on a Friday morning, then you know to be slightly more concerned than if it's 10 o'clock on Fridays. The collection point for the building is between Hatchcroft, which is where you are now, so you're here, and College Building, roughly where I've marked the red spot about there. And so that's in that direction. Toilets are on this level. I think the gents are on this level, and also on the level below are the ladies' toilets. And one other thing about housekeeping is that we're going to be filming these sessions. So we've arranged quite a packed and intensive week for you. You'll be pleased to know that we'll be making the videos available afterwards freely on the web, so you can recap if there's anything that you didn't get. You can go back to that afterwards. We're filming from this camera here, filming speakers, and we're also filming from the back. So if you're concerned about being filmed, then you might like to move to the edges of the room. Okay, you should have a folder, and in that folder we've given you a pen and a USB stick, some welcome information, and information about the UK Visual Analytics Consortium and our mission, what we're trying to do, and this summer school fits into that. You should have a schedule, some maps to help you to orientate yourself, and also some information about things that you might like to do in London. That's if you get any time off, because we're going to keep you very busy. So yeah, you may not get the opportunity to take advantage of those opportunities. You'll also find bios of all the speakers, so you can find more about the people who are talking, abstracts of the sessions that they're going to deliver, and slides. Now, getting coursework out of students is hard. Getting slides out of people who are presenting at their summer school is even harder, and poor Ian here has been wrestling with that for the last few weeks. So we'll probably be giving you slides, printouts of slides as we go along during the week. You'll also find some paper at the back so you can make notes. You also have a name badge, and inside your name badge is an access card. The access card provides you access to the areas of the building which are you can't just walk into, which are basically the labs which we're going to be using later on in the week. You'll also find information on there about getting Wi-Fi access. I don't know how good the connection is in this room, but it's not very good, right? Okay. But you should find good connections down towards the labs. Okay, so VASS 2012 follows on from VASS 2010, which we ran, which was a very successful summer school with about the same number of students, around 30 students, and about the same number of lecturers as well. So we have 29 people teaching here, so it was almost as many lecturers, almost a one-to-one relationship between the two. And these are the four subjects, the four themes that we're going to be focusing on. We're going to be obviously talking about interactive visualization. That's a very important part of visual analytics. But visual analytics is much more than that. It's also about data representations and transformations, how you do things like data mining, information extraction, and that sort of thing. It's also about reasoning and sense making. So there's an important psychological component of visual analytics, and we'll be spending some time focusing on those subjects. And another subject that we've introduced is the idea of stakeholder environments. So visual analytics happens in a context where it is used, and you need to understand the constraints of that use. And we have a number of talks throughout the week from people who will talk about different kinds of stakeholder environments and the constraints that it places on visual analytics. And these are the learning objectives. We want to give you a grounding in some of the broad range of problems, concepts, techniques, and tools which are relevant to visual analytics. But there's a limited amount that we can cover in a week. And so what we want to do is to give a stimulus to you to find out more for yourselves, to create some excitement and some energy, and also to inspire you and allow you to think reflectively about visual analytics, which is a way of saying that no one knows, no one has all the answers. This is a new and emerging field in which you are as important a contributor as anybody else. This is the team, the VASS 2012 team, who have all done a great deal to make VASS happen, apart from the guy on the left who managed to mess up the printer on Friday and went home early. But we have Ian Kruger. Ian is here. Ian has been responsible for getting content from lecturers and will be timing people as they go through the talks. Chris Rooney at the back, who's going to be managing the recording of the session. Nisha Kodagoda, who is over here, who has been responsible for many things, but one of the things that she's responsible for is a liaison with the accommodation people. So if you have any issues about your accommodation in halls, then talk to Nisha or myself. And Anna Whiteclaw, I think, is still on the registration desk. And Anna has done many things, has been responsible in particular for organising the dinner that we'll be having on Friday at Hendon Hall Hotel. And you should have received, or you should have given your choices, I think, by now, for the meal that you want to have on Friday. Have you all done that? Yes, that's happened. If you're yet to do that, then Anna wants to know. Anna would like to know what you're going to be eating on Friday, because she has to talk to Hendon Hall Hotel tomorrow morning. So please talk to Anna about that.
As they say, if you're vegetarian, we have lamb.
Okay, so this is the schedule. I don't know how well you can see this. It's a very packed schedule, and I just wanted to... How can we make sense of this schedule? Well, colour coding might help, so I've colour-coded aspects of it. So we've got two keynotes. First, we have a keynote from Joe Kilman this morning, and then on Saturday morning, we have a keynote from Tom McCutcheon from DSTL. And the Department of Homeland Security and the UK government are our two main funders for this event. So it's great to have them here to talk to us about their vision for visual analytics. We have a series of lectures. So today we're going to have an extended lecture from Dave Ebert and Ross Maciejewski, which is an introduction to visual analytics and some of the issues which are relevant to VA. Tomorrow, William will be giving a lecture on representation design for visual analytics, and then we'll have a lecture on visual document analysis. Then we'll have a lecture on information extraction, so the use of natural language processing to try and structure unstructured texts. On Wednesday morning, our own Kai Su will give a lecture on network visualization. And then we'll have a lecture from Joe Wood from City University on geography, uncertainty and bias in VASS. And VASS is an annual competition in visual analytics, and he'll be talking about some of the issues which have raised themselves during their entry into the VASS competition over the last few years. Then on Wednesday afternoon, we go into the first practical exercise, which is introduced by a lecture which is sketching designs for visual analytic problems, and I'll talk about that lab in more detail in a moment. On Thursday, Brian Fisher will be talking about visually enabled distributed cognition. So we're entering into the psychology and the distribution of cognition throughout a collaborative group and artifacts during visual analytics work. On Friday, we have a lecture from one of our alumni from 2010 on perception in visual analytics. That's Mark Shovman. And these are the lab classes. So we're going to do lots of hands-on stuff as well. We've got people coming in to demonstrate systems for you and allow you to get some access to those. So on Tuesday, tomorrow afternoon, we've got a session with Inspire. Am I up to my time? Okay. In that case, I won't go through the whole thing, but you get the idea.
Question about the schedule?
Yes.
Pub night Tuesday.
Okay, that's the important thing. That's what I really wanted to get onto. So Tuesday night we have pub night, which is at the Greyhound, which is in that direction. So just keep heading in that direction, and you'll come to it. Or look at the maps in your pack. So that's 6:45 Tuesday night. On Wednesday night we're going to do a film night, and we're going to be seeing. What are we seeing?
The Bourne Ultimatum.
Bourne
I think
Ultimatum.
it's sort of VASS film. We did Minority Report last time, so we had to do something different. And that kind of starting bit of Bourne Ultimatum I thought was quite nifty. So,
Okay, so we'll see Chris's vision of visual analytics in Bourne Ultimatum on Wednesday. And then, as I mentioned, Friday is the VASS dinner at Hendon Hall Hotel, and you'll find information in your packs on how to get there.